made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 36. Hunter Keister back with
K-Mac back on the track. Let's go.
Here we go. Another week in sports, bringing you guys the NFL weekly edition to our sports podcast. We also got a little extra to talk about at the end with some news that happened throughout the last couple of days with a college basketball star, which we will touch on at the end. But we are going to get into week 3 NFL action. Let's go. Headlined by Pittsburgh taking on Cleveland. Thursday night football. Should be a pretty interesting matchup this early in the season for both teams.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those games where if you're not a fan of the other team, don't watch it. It's going to be pretty sluggish and boring. Not going to lie.
Both those offenses. Yikes. Brissett versus Trubisky.
Yeah, Cleveland's offense has definitely looked better, for sure, though, at least with the running game.
Right.
But big game for both teams. Division game. Pittsburgh going to Cleveland. Pittsburgh swept them last year. You know, call me Homer, but I think Pittsburgh finds a way to win tomorrow night. Close game, though, for sure. Close game, for sure.
I did like a close game, but I will sway in favor of the home team. And I do think this series gets split this year. 1-1 with both teams probably taking their respective home game. So, for this early season matchup, the Browns do end up getting Myles Garrett. You know he didn't want to miss this matchup early on. So he played, and I just think that the Browns defense is just too much for Trubisky. And I think that Chubb and Hunt continue to run the ball really good without TJ Watt being there for Pittsburgh. So, I'll take it's going to be close, probably like a 24-21. I like a 24-21. Maybe not even that.
I don't even see it getting that high.
17.
I'd be surprised if their team scores 20.
17-14. I'll say 17-14 Browns.
All right. Moves us into the Sunday 1 o'clock games, opening with New Orleans going to Carolina. Carolina has still yet to get a win, and this is the third straight division game for the Saints to open up the season. Saints are 1-1. I'm picking the Saints here to win. I know we picked them last week. Their defense played good enough to win, but Jameis Winston with 3 picks can't do it. Can't do it. But I like the Saints here to win against the Panthers.
Yeah, I like the pressure kind of rising on Winston. I think we're going to really be able to see how he really is as a quarterback with the pressure mounting and coming off a really, really bad loss that was solely on him. With the defense holding Brady and that offense
to essentially
to nothing, really.
Yeah.
There was some injuries, but still, that defense did their part. They played well the entire game, had it close the entire game to the fourth, and then Brady finally put together a couple drives, and the offense just had nothing for them all game. It's not even like the Bucs didn't really doing much because most of the interceptions were just Winston.
Poor throws, poor decisions.
Yeah. So, in a game that I really think tested him, and I think that he knows the pressure is already mounting, looking as bad as he did, I like the Saints to also come out and win. I think that it's close. I think that Baker Mayfield is able to keep this game relatively close, and I'm excited to watch this matchup. But I do think that Jameis Winston and the better, in my opinion, Saints offense.
Yeah, getting Kamara back helps too. He wasn't there last week, so maybe he'll be healthier this week.
Yeah, hopefully that will help out Winston not have to throw the ball and make some boneheaded decisions.
Next 1 o'clock game, Houston going to Chicago in a game of two very boring offenses. Yikes. Houston is 0-1-1. Haven't gotten a win yet. Chicago 1-1 with the loss coming last week against Green Bay. Sunday Night Football. I'm picking the Bears here to win at home. I don't like Houston in this game. It'll be a low-scoring game, though.
Bears, Houston. You know, I'm going to rule in favor of probably the Bears. Yeah, I think I'll take the Bears. That Houston offense just doesn't have enough pieces. I mean, Davis Mills has proved to be all right at best. And, Houston really doesn't have a star running back, and, there are really no stars on that offense. So
outside of Brandon Cooks, no.
Yeah.
That's about their only guy. Move on to the next game. Kansas City going to Indianapolis. Kansas City coming off of a big Week 2 win over the Chargers, Thursday Night Football. The Colts coming off of a very bad loss, 24-0 against Jacksonville. Shutout. Matt Ryan, 3 interceptions. Yikes. Not the start they were looking for.
Yeah, for sure. Matty Ice, baby! Matty Ice!
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. That's the easy pick, and I don't see them losing this game to the Colts. Not unless Jonathan Taylor goes off. But maybe Michael Pittman Jr. coming back will help them open things up. However, still picking the Chiefs and Mahomes to get a dub and move on to 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes over Matt Ryan, obviously, any day of the week, especially nowadays. And then you have that Chiefs defense, as long as they can keep Jonathan Taylor at least in check, and they don't give up much to Matt Ryan, I think that they win this game easily by a couple scores. Jonathan Taylor might be able to keep this game close if he really had a day.
They're going to have to manage the clock and just run the offense through him for any chance to win.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Mahomes in that offense because the Chiefs are already looking at, mid-season form, and it's Week 3. So I like them to continue their ways and beat the Colts by a couple of touchdowns.
Next game, Buffalo going to Miami, a division game. A very good matchup, I think.
Yeah. Tua coming off the game of his life. 60 points in fantasy.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns, close to 500 yards passing. Easily his best game of his career.
Yeah.
Tyreek and Jalen Waddle were killing Baltimore. Big comeback win for them. Looked like they were dead through 3 quarters, but came out with a big win. Buffalo has been looking good. This is a big game at Miami. And I'm going with the upset pick here. I'm picking the Dolphins to win. I think this will be a really good game. Not as high scoring as people think, though. I like 24-21 Miami with a close win.
Nice. I like this matchup a lot. 2 really good offenses this far. 2 coming off the game of his life. The Bills already looking really good.
Yeah, they destroyed Tennessee
Monday night beat down of Tennessee.
Woo.
They look about as good as the Chiefs did. So the Bills have been my pick to win the AFC. And I think they grind out a tough 23-20. Bills beat the Dolphins. Really close, tight game. I like both these teams a lot right now, but I just like the Bills' offense a little bit more, and I still do think their defense is probably even a little bit better than the Dolphins.
Now, if the Bills smack Miami, then they're real legit. They're already legit. But if they smack Miami, that's gonna really raise a lot of people's eyebrows. Whoa.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Dolphins' goal. I mean, they could definitely win. I could see that, but their goal is just don't get beat down, right? Keeping competitive.
Next game, Detroit going to Minnesota, another division game. Detroit coming off of a big win versus Washington. Aiden Hutchinson with 3 sacks. Michigan, it's just how it goes.
Let's go. You know what he do.
Minnesota coming off of a very, very bad showing for them on Monday night against the Eagles. They got absolutely trounced.
Yeah, real bad.
Kirk Cousins looked terrible. One of his...
Philly's legit though, man. I'll be the first one to say it right now. Philly should 1,000,000% win the East. If that's even a comparison, that's a failure of a season to me. Because they should steamroll the East, easily win that, and they got some real chances to make a pretty decent playoff run, in my opinion. I like them a lot, and they held Justin Jefferson in check real bad.
Darius Slay played really good.
Yeah.
I don't even know why Kirk Cousins kept trying him. He was just a lot of bad throws for him.
Kirk Cousins is just bad. He's just bad.
When he's on, he's on, but when he's off, he's off. When you need him to come up in the clutch, he's not the man to do it. So they had a bad game.
Yeah.
I like Minnesota to honestly, I like them to bounce back this week and beat Detroit. I don't see Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson going to shut out again, though the Eagles controlled most of that game from their offense. I'm still going to pick the Vikings to win here against Detroit, though.
I'm going with my gut, and I'm picking the upset here. I don't know why, but I do like...
The Lions have looked good, though. I can't even lie.
I like Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook to feast. I think that they get their own. But I like how Detroit looked last week. I mean, the Vikings...
They had that game in control, and then Washington came back and actually almost won it.
Yep. So they definitely can't allow that to happen, because if they do anything like that, they'll get steamrolled.
Oh, if they let Minnesota start front running on them, it's over.
Yeah.
They're not pulling no comebacks.
So it'll take almost a perfect game out of Detroit to win. But for the sake of it, I'll take a
upset win.
23-17.
Nice.
Detroit win.
On to the next 1 o'clock game. Baltimore going to New England. Baltimore, that was... Lamar played out of his mind last week. For them to still lose, you don't see the Ravens do that very often. Had a huge lead, huge 3-score lead, and they still blew it at home.
Don't look too good for Big Mike.
Not a good showing for Big Mike.
I don't look too good.
New England coming off a win against Pittsburgh. Just another typical business as usual win for them. Just did enough to win. Didn't lose the game. They didn't kill themselves. I like the Ravens here to steamroll the Patriots. I don't see the Patriots defense containing Lamar in that offense. Led by Lamar, Mark Andrews, and Rashad Bateman as well. They're looking pretty good passing the ball vertically. So I like the Ravens here to pour it on the Patriots. I see this as a 2-score easy win for the Ravens. I just don't see Mac Jones keeping up.
Yeah, I like the Ravens offense quite a bit this season. But I think that Mike McDonald knows that he cost the Ravens a win right there. And a first-year DC after 1 year...
You can't let Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle get that open on you that easily. You got to put in better coverages for that.
Yep, I agree. And I think that if he belonged in the NFL, he proved it this week. I think that he comes back hungry and dials up some good defense.
Better adjustments.
And, hopefully some better...
Playing a way different team for sure, though.
Yeah. So it's hard comparison, but definitely need to see some improvements out of Mike, because that was just atrocious. Giving up the lead, how open those receivers were, just the entire defense was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I know, I get that's a tough ask for your defense, but still.
Your defense is supposed to be the strength of your team. You don't blow 3-score leads.
Yeah, got to be a little bit better than that. So that would be something to monitor for Baltimore, but I do think that they beat Mac Jones and the underpowered, Patriots offense.
They don't have enough fight to keep up with them.
They don't compare. They don't have the skill positions. I mean, the Patriots defense is good, but they're not. I don't think they're stopping Lamar. Maybe a couple drives, but especially if the Patriots offense can't do much, then I think that this game could get ugly real fast.
Mm-hmm. Moving on to the next game, Cincinnati going to the Jets. Cincinnati still hasn't gotten a win yet. 2 back-to-back field goal losses for them. Really close games. Losing last week against Dallas. Definitely an upset. The Jets coming off of a huge Week 2 win. Joe Flacco pulled it off against Cleveland. Somehow he pulled it off. Found Garrett Wilson for 2 touchdowns and the game winner.
Oh, Cleveland.
Cleveland last week. That's all I got to say.
Man.
Cincinnati going to the Jets. I mean, I picked the Bengals last week. I picked them the first week. I'm picking them again. They got to get a win, but they got to protect Joe Burrow better.
Yeah,
allowed 6 sacks last week. I know he was against 2 good pass rushes against Pittsburgh and Micah Parsons, but still, you cannot let your quarterback get hit that often because I don't want to speak bad voodoo, but if he keeps getting hit like this, I think he could have get injured by midseason.
Yeah, absolutely.
He already had a torn ACL his rookie year. Knock on wood, but I'm picking the Bengals to win against the Jets. I'm picking them, and I think they'll get their first win here. They need to. They have to.
Yeah, this is definitely a must-win game. The Jets are inferior to the Bengals, in my opinion, and Joe Burrow is just going to come out angry now. I mean,
he can't get outplayed by Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
2 straight back-to-back field goal losses in games that he really should have won. I mean, I don't really know how much you can really put both those losses on him specifically, but You still got to, he's going to look at it as we're 0-2, and I think he takes it to the Jets. I don't see this game being close. I don't think Flacco will be able to keep up with that offense, and the Bengals defense should be able to keep most of the Jets at bay. So I like the Bengals pretty big here. Probably 14 to 17 point win.
Nice. Las Vegas going to Tennessee. Both teams are 0-2. Tennessee just got slaughtered. Las Vegas blew a huge lead to Arizona.
Yeah.
Lost in overtime. Yikes.
Wow. This makes for a good matchup, especially for how both these teams are coming in. The Raiders off that heartbreaking, painful.
Yeah, that
how
was.
How did that happen?
I saw that play where Kyler Murray just ran around for 10 seconds and was finally able to run it in for the 2-point. That was absolutely embarrassing.
Man. Defense.
Defensively speaking, I don't even know how you just quit like that. That's not a good look.
Right.
I'm taking the Raiders here to win. I haven't really liked the way Tennessee's offense has looked this year so far. Looks like Ryan Tannehill can't really push the ball down the field. And Derrick Henry has just been the number one focal point for every defense. So far, it hasn't worked out too good for them. I think the Raiders will be able to score some points here and get a win. Picking the Raiders.
Yeah, I also liked the Raiders in this one. I think that DC finally gets it together after a couple poor outings. The comeback, your defense really doesn't help you out there, but still, you got to play better and you got to win these football games and not make your defense on the field, putting them in these positions to lose games, and he's not playing well enough, and I think he realized that, and like Kurt said, I don't like how Tennessee's offense is shaping up. I think Derrick Henry is still a beast, but he's being focused on, and Tannehill cannot take advantage of that right now.
No.
And when that thing is happening and Tannehill can't take advantage of it, it makes for a long day for the Tennessee Titans offense.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the Raiders to throw the ball around. I think Devontae Adams probably has a real good game this week.
A better day than last week. Last week he got several targets and I think only had 2 receptions.
Well,
Hunter Renfrow he fumbled the game away too.
I know that. I seen Renfrow's fumble. That was crazy. I did not know Devontae Adams played that bad, but that is also nuts. So I like the Raiders to overall, rebound.
They need to win because they're 0-2, and in that division
that's a monumental loss for either team, with both them sitting at 0-2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big loss for either team.
Absolutely. Next game, Philadelphia going to Washington for a reunion of the guy that used to be in Philly versus the guy that's in Philly, the team that the Eagles ultimately picked to be the starting quarterback for them is now about to go toe-to-toe versus Wentz. Jalen Hurts versus Carson Wentz here at Washington. Big division game. Who's going to win it? I'm taking Philadelphia here to win. And a closer game than what people are going to expect it to be. I think Carson Wentz has actually played really good, to be honest with you, so far through 3 weeks. I think this will be maybe a 10-point, maybe 7-point kind of game. But I really like the way Philadelphia played last week against Minnesota. Jalen Hurts looked really good throwing the ball down the field, which was the biggest knock on him, was being able to efficiently throw the ball. A.J. Brown's legit. That rushing offense just opens up so much because of defenses fearing Jalen Hurts' his running ability. He scored on the run twice last week. I like them to keep rolling this week and move to 3-0. But I do think it'll be close.
Yeah, I actually think the Eagles get a win. And I don't think it will be close. I'm going to say 10 points. Eagles win by 10. I like their offense better. Jalen Hurts is really coming into his own with that offense, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Once he's able to really get that offense, get the ball spread around efficiently, and kind of get in rhythm with his receivers, I think that Eagles offense could end up being real scary.
Absolutely.
With Jalen Hurts. And
they can do a little bit of everything.
Healthy. Yeah. He can run the ball. The Eagles offensive line is pretty
good.
Played pretty well so far. I think this is a 10-point win. Carson Wentz, you got to give him credit. We've been calling him out for years.
Yeah.
He finally started the season, at least. He's looking pretty decent. So we'll see if he can carry that on. But we got to pick against them here, and we're going with the Eagles. They've just looked as
the better team.
One of the NFC frontrunners to start the season for sure. I would say. For
sure. Next game, Jacksonville going to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh.
Chargers come off of a bad loss, a game they should have won if Asante Samuel Jr. catches those 2 interceptions he had in his hands.
Right.
Jacksonville comes off of a big win versus the Colts. I like Jacksonville here to get a loss, and I think the Chargers defense is going to eat up Trevor Lawrence in that Jacksonville offense. I don't think they'll be able to score enough to hang with the Chargers either. So I like Chargers here in a not-so-close game.
Yeah, nobody is stopping those edge rushers. Boza, and Khalil Mack for the Chargers. I mean, that's a lethal duo against anybody, but especially against Lawrence. And he has some ability, but not what's going to be needed to escape those 2 guys.
Mm-mm.
And then with the Jags' offensive line not being the best, I think it'll be a long day for Lawrence as well. I don't think this game is close. I mean, Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the pieces or the players or anything to keep up with Herbert and that really good Chargers offense. And then the Jags defense doesn't even compare to the Chargers at this point. So give me the Chargers in a probably a 17-point game, I'd say.
All right. The next 4 o'clock game, 4:25, Los Angeles Rams going to the Arizona Cardinals. Rams coming off of a big Week 2 bounce-back win versus Atlanta. Arizona comes off of their first win as well against the Raiders. I'm picking the Rams here to beat the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals match up good, offensively speaking, versus the Rams' defense. Until Kyler Murray pulled that comeback off, they weren't even looking that good against the Raiders either, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So, and the Cardinals' defense has been absolutely pitiful. I expect Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp to absolutely eat up that Cardinals' defense. I don't see them stopping them. And I think the Rams' defense is really going to give Kyler Murray a lot of fits. I don't even think James Conner's playing Sunday either. And that was a bit of the run game, but if they're able to key on Kyler Murray, I don't see this going too well for Arizona. Give me the Rams with a win.
Yeah, I'm also picking Staffy and the Rams. I like how they look so far through the first couple games. I think they will kind of get everything in sync, and Cooper Kupp is already showing that he's a dominating force for the Rams, and he will be for a long time, most likely. And Stafford's looking pretty good, and that defense is starting to come together as well. I think they beat the Cardinals, I think.
All right, next 4 o'clock game. Atlanta going to Seattle. A bird game, bird battle. Atlanta coming off of a loss to the Rams. Seattle lost to the Niners. Oof, this is
close. I think that's close.
I'm taking Atlanta to win here. This is a pick'em game. You can pick either team here and make a case. It's not a very exciting game though. Low scoring for me.
Yeah.
I like Atlanta to win. I'll give me Mariota over Geno Smith. There we go. Give me Mariota over Geno Smith.
No sir, no sir, no sir. Let's go Geno, baby. Let's go Geno. Let's go Geno. No. I'm picking Seattle. I mean, he had one really good game, one really pretty average game, but man, I'm putting faith into the Seattle offense to do more for Geno than the Falcons will for Mariota. I mean, you got Patterson and Pitts, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Pitts hasn't even been a thing this year either.
And then you really got a couple backs in Penny and Kenneth Walker to use in Seattle. You got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and I guess a solid O-line. So give me definitely a low scoring garbage
14 to 10.
Would not want to watch. Yeah, probably something like that. Probably like 17-10 or something like that. Not a game I would want to watch at all.
No.
Give me Seattle and Geno Smith. Let's go, Geno, baby.
All right. Now this is the marquee 4 o'clock game. The game everyone's be watching because I know everyone is going to be all over it. Green Bay heads to Tampa Bay for a battle of Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Oh boy. Tom Brady is without Chris Godwin, who got injured against Dallas. Mike Evans got suspended for last week.
Fight against Lattimore.
Julio Jones didn't play last week because of injury. So they got Scotty Miller out there. They signed Cole Beasley to the practice squad. I don't know if they're going to activate him or not. And you got Leonard Fournette.
Wow.
That's your offense. Tom Brady is up against it this week.
Yikes. Then, the Packers really don't got much better.
Packers, they come off of a big win versus Chicago. Tampa coming off of their win against the Saints, obviously. I'm picking Green Bay to come out with the win. To me, this is going to be a very defensive type of game. And ultimately, it's going to come down to whatever team makes that turnover, whether it be a fumble or an interception. I'm taking Green Bay to come out with the win. I just don't like the weapons that are playing for Brady this week. And it's going to be a low-scoring game, though. I like Green Bay with the win. Give me 21-17.
The weapons aren't the best for Brady this week, but they don't call him the They don't call him the GOAT for no reason. And I think he proves it. I think he takes whoever's out there, and he proves why he's the best. And I think he gets it done again. Rodgers in a slightly better offense his way. What's sad is Rodgers has no injuries. His offense is just terrible. And Brady's entire offense is injured this week pretty much. So we'll see how he is going to fare without them. But I like them. I like him in a similar score like Kurt said. I'll take 23-17 Bucs over Packers.
All right. Moving on to the Sunday night game. San Francisco 49ers going to the Denver Broncos. Yikes. Bad news coming out of Sunday's game. Trey Lance, fractured ankle, out for the season. Man, that sucks.
Garoppolo's job to win now.
I guess it was a good thing they kept Jimmy G then.
Right.
As a backup insurance plan. Really wanted to see how he was going to be this year. We didn't get to see any of it, so that sucks. But back to this game. Russell Wilson and the Broncos come off their first win last week against Houston, 16-9. I got to say, the Broncos have been underwhelming this season so far. I'm taking the 49ers here to win in a low-scoring game. I don't see many points being scored here. Russell Wilson only has Cortland Sutton to play with this week, I'm pretty sure. Jerry Jeudy's injured. I don't know if George Kittle comes back this week, but if he does, that'd be a huge addition for the Niners. But I like Jimmy G and the Niners to come out with a win Sunday night at Denver.
Yeah, I'm also picking Garoppolo. First start, coming back in for the Niners after being benched, and I like him to show out. I also am very disappointed in the Broncos' play. Their offense has looked alright at best, and their defense has definitely underperformed.
For sure.
For what I figured was going to be a top defense in the NFL. They've definitely underperformed thus far, and I think that will continue with the likes of Deebo Samuel and the way that Garoppolo can get all those guys the ball. So I like the Niners in a 21-17.
All right. Moving on to the last game of Week 3. Monday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys going to the New York Giants. Dallas coming off of their first win versus Cincinnati. Giants coming off of their second win versus the Panthers. An in-division game. I like Dallas here to win. I actually liked the way Cooper Rush looked last week when they let him throw the ball. I think that continues here, and they maybe lean on Zeke a little bit more and Tony Pollard. And I really liked the way Dallas' defense played last week. They played really good against that Bengals offense. Mm-hmm. Got to give Micah Parsons a lot of credit for already getting 4 sacks through 2 weeks. Crazy. I think the Cowboys will really look to shut down Saquon, similar to how the Carolina Panthers did last week. So I'm picking Dallas here to probably get I like a 20-10 victory for them. I like a 20-10 2-score win for them.
Nice. Yeah, I think that the Cowboys come into this one. They got Parsons, and he's an animal. And I think he'll probably feast over Daniel Jones, to be honest. I think that he probably terrorizes the most tonight, as the Giants' offensive line is pretty bad, I'd say. Pretty bad. Saquon Barkley, I do like him to still get his, still probably have a decent game on the ground. But I think that through the air, there really won't be much success, as I like the way Dallas' defense has been playing thus far. So, give me Dallas. 23-14.
All right. So that's it for week 3 of the NFL season. So let's head into some other news. Former high school basketball star Emoni Bates arrested after a gun was found in his car while he was driving.
Crazy fall. 15 years old. He was on Sports Illustrated, the cover, being compared to as the next best prospect since LeBron James. He goes, you think he's going to be alright at Memphis, he has his first year or whatever. Decides he's going to transfer. Transfers down, goes to EMU. You're like, okay, let's see what he does this season, whatever, alright. Then he gets caught with a gun in his car, and now I'm reading that the serial number was scratched off and everything. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
That's a lot of potential to waste.
Yeah, like you are just you can be a star, man, and you're gonna waste it. Like, 2 gun-related felonies after a traffic stop is what this website is saying. Carrying a concealed weapon and altering identification marks on a firearm. No, they don't belong. Neither the vehicle nor the gun belong to Bates. Entered a plea and not guilty. I mean, how do you get away with that? They're in the car, like, that's tough.
He was a 6'9" small forward, one of the elite basketball prospects in the country throughout his high school career, ranked number 1 in the 22 class until he reclassified last summer and ended up at number 3. It said he's committed to Michigan State in 2020.
Yep.
Went to Memphis and then transferred to Eastern Michigan. I don't get it, man. You hang around with the wrong crowd, and I just don't know why.
He might have just cost himself a whole lot of money.
The whole career wasted.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Right. Depending on how these
charges go. And they're
for
saying, like what you were saying, his potential was through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Guess we'll find out more soon. It says the next court date is scheduled for October 6th.
Wow. No more Eastern Michigan fans. You guys can all hang that up now.
Man.
I think this will do it, as we got our picks in for the week, got our little college basketball news in, and we got a nice half-hour long podcast for you to kick off Thursday night. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that'll do it. That's it for episode 36. Man on Ridgeway Sports Podcast. Share it, like it, give some feedback. Who y'all like? What do you think for this week? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Let us know.
Share it, like it, react to it, comment, subscribe. Drop some questions you would like answered in the podcast. We'll definitely do something like that. So just let us know. And
we'll talk to y'all later this week.
Heading out of here.
Adios.
Peace.